Well, here's a problem that deals with our study of angles, and let's see if we can figure out what the measure of the two marked angles x and y is. We're given in the problem that the measure of angle DOC is equal to 3/4 the measure of angle BOA. So this angle here is equal to 3/4 of the measure of that angle there. So right away we can see that, well, the measure of angle DOC has been labeled y in our drawing, so this is equivalent to saying that y is equal to 3/4 of the measure of angle BOA, and BOA we see is measured and given the term x. So extracting this from the drawing and the given, we know that y is 3/4 of x. Given the fact that DOA is a straight angle, we can make another statement. So we'll call this equation 1. Equation 2 would say that, well, y plus 120 plus x has got to be equal to 180. So we have an example of what we call a system of equations, where we have two equations in two unknowns. And anytime we have that setting where we have two equations and two unknowns, we can solve for those unknowns by a variety of methods. The method I'm going to use is called substitution, and it allows me to substitute this value, which is equal to y, in for this value, which is also equal to y. So I'll substitute the value 3/4 x in for y in the second equation, and I'll arrive at this: 3/4 x plus 120 plus x should be equal to 180. So I substituted 1 into 2 there. And now it's just a matter of solving for x. So a little algebra we'll do here. 3/4 x plus x, well, that's 1 3/4 x plus 120 equals 180. If I subtract 120 from both sides, I get 1 3/4 x equals 60. So from here to here, I subtracted 120. And solving for x, I would divide through by 1 3/4, and we would end up with 34 2/7 as our answer here. So here I divided by 1 3/4. So I found what x is. It's 34 2/7 degrees. It looks like that could possibly be, I guess it's a small angle. I know it has to be a cube by virtue of the fact that we have the obtuse angle 120 there. So there's only 60 degrees left to split between x and y. So this is less than 60, and that looks good. If I want to solve for y, then what I can do is simply plug in what I know x to be into this equation, and it will tell me what y is. So y is equal to 3/4 of x, which is 34 2/7. And if you carry out that multiplication, you'll find out that y is equal to 25 5/7. And I guess a quick check would be, one way to check these values would be to check to see, well, do x and y add together to make the missing 60 degrees up here. So x plus y, is it equal to 60? And indeed, if you add 34 2/7 to 25 5/7, you get 60. And so that would be a good check to see whether or not this answer makes sense.